I timed it, 9 minutes and 40 seconds start to finish on my phone sitting on my couch. That's how long it took to set up an income stream that's paid me every single month since without me touching it again. Here's exactly what I did minute by minute and what it's actually paid. The idea, renting out equipment I already owned and wasn't using. I had a pressure washer sitting in my garage used maybe twice a year. That's the entire premise, not a business I built, not a product I created, just an existing possession that spent 363 days a year doing absolutely nothing. Minute 1. Finding the platform. A quick search for peer-to-peer equipment rental apps. Several exist, most take a percentage of each booking in exchange for handling payment processing and basic insurance coverage. I picked one with decent reviews and a straightforward sign-up process. This took about a minute, mostly reading 2 or 3 app descriptions before choosing. Minutes 2 through 4. Creating the listing. I took 3 photos of the pressure washer with my phone, right there in the garage, no staging, no cleanup, just the tool as it actually looked. The app's listing form asked for a title, a short description, and a daily rental price. I wrote one honest sentence about the model and its condition, checked what similar pressure washers were renting for in my area, and set my price at $25 a day, slightly under the average to make the listing more competitive as a new, unreviewed account. Minute 5. Setting availability and pickup details. The app asked when the equipment was available. I left it open, no blackout dates, and how pickup would work. I chose renter picks up, the simplest option since delivery would have added a step I didn't want to manage. I added my general neighborhood, not my exact address, which the app keeps private until a booking is confirmed. Minutes 6 and 7. Linking payment and verifying identity. Standard stuff, linking a bank account for payouts, uploading a photo ID for verification, agreeing to the platform's terms. This is the same process most gig and rental apps require, and it's the only part of the setup that felt slightly tedious, mostly because I had to dig my ID out of my wallet. Minutes 8 and 9. Publishing. Final review of the listing, 1 photo swapped for a clearer one, and I hit publish. The app immediately showed the listing as live and searchable to anyone nearby looking for a pressure washer. Minute 10. Closing the app and not thinking about it again. That was it. No marketing, no promotion, no follow-up work. I closed the app and genuinely forgot about it for about 11 days. What happened after minute 10? 11 days later, a notification. Someone had booked the pressure washer for a Saturday, $25, paid automatically through the app. I didn't do anything except hand it over when they knocked and take it back when they returned it, maybe 4 minutes of actual interaction split across the handoff and pickup. Over the following 3 months, it's rented 11 times. $275 total, minus the platform's 15% fee, netting $233.75 for a total time investment of roughly 45 minutes across the entire period, the original 10-minute setup, plus about 3 minutes per rental handing the equipment over and taking it back. Being honest about what made this actually work. This isn't a business. It's not scalable past the one pressure washer I own, and it required an asset that already existed. I didn't buy anything to make this happen, which is the specific detail that makes the 10-minute setup time honest rather than misleading. If I needed to purchase the equipment first, the real setup time would include research, comparison shopping, and the capital outlay, none of which happened here. The other honest caveat, this works because pressure washer rentals have consistent, if modest, local demand. People need one occasionally, don't want to buy one for occasional use, and the app already has that demand flowing through it. I didn't create the demand. I found an existing marketplace and added supply to it. Why this counts as lazy in the way that actually matters. The 10 minutes of setup produced ongoing income without ongoing decision-making. I don't log in daily. I don't manage a wait list or negotiate prices. The system runs itself between the rare moments someone actually books it, and my total involvement per rental is smaller than the time it takes to make coffee. This is the honest definition of lazy income, not zero effort, but effort concentrated entirely upfront, structured so the ongoing maintenance approaches zero. The 10 minutes weren't the whole story, they were the entire story for this specific asset because the asset itself required no creation, only listing. What this doesn't prove. It doesn't prove every idle possession can generate meaningful income. Some items have far less local rental demand than tools do. It doesn't prove this scales into real money without owning multiple rentable assets, which requires actual capital, the opposite of the 10 minutes and nothing else premise this video is built around. And it doesn't prove this replaces any meaningful portion of an income. $233 over 3 months is real, modest, genuinely passive money, not a business. The actual takeaway. If you own something sitting idle that other people occasionally need temporarily, tools, equipment, even certain vehicles or spaces, the setup cost to start earning from it really can be this small, specifically because you're not creating anything new. You're just making an existing asset findable to demand that already exists without you. Somewhere right now, someone has a tool, a spare room, or a piece of equipment sitting unused in exactly the way my pressure washer was. The 10 minutes it would take to list it is genuinely the hardest part. Everything after that happens mostly on its own.